Okay, as promised, the best of the best tracks for Afro House and Afro Tech. 50 tracks. Again, the Deep House list is now up. This will be the last video for this year. I will be back on Monday, January 2nd. So before we get into the ranking, Happy New Year, and thank you so much for supporting this channel, watching these videos, engaging. More to come in 2023. Enough talk. Let's get down to business. Top 50 Afro House tracks for me, fairly simple. Compared to Deep House, I do listen to more Afro House because I'm in the gym and I need that higher consistency, that higher BPM type of music when I'm in the gym. So I do listen to more Afro House than Deep House generally anyway. So it's a bit easier for me to pick the best of the best when it comes to Afro House. But yeah, 50 tracks. I think this list is pretty good actually. All right. Again, I did make a Spotify playlist for this. It's ranked. The link in the description. Let's get into it. 50 to 40. At 50, Clement Bonelli, Ia. Cool electronic track, a nightclubby type of track, automatic choice on this list. 49, Silver Perception. 48, Kususa Argento Dust, Eves Mancheba, Ubomi Nzamo at 48. Suka Zulu, 47. Echo Deep, Madoze, The Day to Come. Such a good sounding Afro-techy track, man. 45, Moby Dixon, Matassa. 44, Creative Natives, Dr. Feel, Philisande. And I do not know how to pronounce this, so I'm not going to even try, but you can read it for yourself. 42, Soul Roots, Soul Star, Sala Papa Ye at 42. Great track. And I think that track, that single alone, had a lot of impact. It was a very popular song, this one. Karienda So Amifaku, Umtandazo at 41. And Pablo Fierro, Nomada and Pablo Fierro, of course, came out with the album as well, which was a very good album. Now, slightly moving up this list, at 39, I have Dr. Feel with Lo Hicimos. And Lo Hicimos and Dr. Feel, just look up Dr. Feel on Spotify and try and count how many releases this guy had. Every week, this guy had a track out. The hardest working man in the business. 38, Temba, Disappear. Great single, popular track, famous sound. Kigizu, Inchinalanga. Great EP, man. Kigizu, another guy, another artist that raised eyebrows for me. Raised my eyebrow this year, got my attention. Big future, big things ahead for Kigizu. 36, Jeff, Homeboys, Kiako Kiaraf, Manu, Mercedes, Manu remix. 35, Vanko with Pamua. 34, DJ BK, Blackout, and I did include DJ BK on my top 10 Afro House EPs and albums. 33, Team Distant, Mr. Silk, Thunderstorm, Kususa remix. A great track, and a track that when it first came out, it kind of slipped through the cracks for me, but this was easily one of the best productions and remixes this year. 32, Fiona Craft, The Beat of Freedom. And talking about Afro-tech production, talking about electronic, melodic Afro, this track is at the very top, man. Shout out to Fiona Craft and Connected for that release. 31, Sin City, Jordi Vivian, Eno Napa lately. And Eno Napa, another one, another remixer, another producer that is at the top, man. And I think he features a couple of times on this list. Of course, he's at the very top with you know what track. But yeah, Eno Napa, shout out to him. He's at 31. 30, Asanda, Kususa, Argento Dust, Ziggs, Bantuini. And yeah, Kususa actually featuring twice on this section with Thunderstorm and Asanda. That is what 39 to 30 looks like. Now we're getting into the best of the best. And these are the tracks to me that feature on most DJ mixes, DJ sets. When you go out, these are the tracks that DJs play. At 29, E Temba, Afro Nerd, Toby, Jalala, one of the best vocals of 2022, no questions asked. 28, Drega, Malene Aura, Vela, released on Sondela. 27, Shredder SA, Black Volvi Constellations, and I did include Shredder SA and the Star of Segui EP in the top 10 releases for Afro House albums and EPs. 26, Murder, Amen. 25, Who Made Who, Ramper, Everyday Shimza remix. At 24, I've got Cinemusician, TNS, Kills, Rata. Very different track to a lot of the tracks in this section. Temba, Philip Tabane, Vavenda, Temba's Heard mix. And Temba, another one, talking about Dr. Phil and the output that he had. Temba is another one that I feel like this year had a lot of releases, a lot of high quality releases, and this track definitely reflects that. 22, Sparrow Barbosa, Nvula SA, Cairo, Amore Profondo, great remix by Cairo on that one. 21, DJ Kabila with Suka. 20, I've got Rampa, Chwala, Kani Music, Less Good. I think a lot of people would actually put this track in the top 10. This is easily, I think, one of the more familiar tracks, one of the crowd favorites of this year. Let's Go by Rampa Chwala. All right, man, let's go up. This is what I have at 19 to 11. 19 to 11, I've got the Capo Call It Back, released on Aluku. Jackson Brainwave, The Healer, at 18. The authenticity, the originality, to me, that alone made it a top 20 track. Shout out to Jackson Brainwave. Frigid Armadillo, Po Wave, Mountain Days at 17. Kenza, Vinnie Mac, All Mine. And that is a track that I think got overlooked by a lot of people. If you haven't heard that track. 15, Arodis, Mojo, Reborn. And this was included in my top 10 albums and EPs. Caro, Mapo Chwo, another track that a crowd pleaser, featured on DJ sets over and over and over again. Mapo Chwo at 14. 13, Atmos, Black, Dear, Old Man, Atmospheric Mix, again, another inclusion in my top 10 EPs and albums. 12, Ubulungu. This could have been a top 10 track as well, man. If you put this in your top 10, it's okay with me. But this track, ooh, man. Crazy track, that one. If you haven't heard it, stop this video and go listen to that track. At 11, Who Made Who, Rampa, Ooh, 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 and Me remix. Yeah. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? Is my top 20 looking solid? Is my top 20 looking accurate? Let me know. All right. Top 10. So looking at this list in my top 10, right, before going into it. If you're a DJ, unless you're headlining an event, don't touch those tracks. Do not even look at them. At 10, Pasta Boys, Body Resonance, Mo Black remix. Personally, I didn't know Mo Black had that in him. This track is mad. Number 9, Bun Shapper, Amsterdam. DJ's favorite track this year. I think this is like a sleeper pick for track of the year. A sleeper pick for track of the year is this one. This track doesn't get mentioned enough when talking about the best productions, when talking about the tracks that get a crowd moving. This track right here is it. Number 8, Swedish House Mafia, The Weeknd, Moth to a Flame, Mojo remix. If this is your track of the year, that's fine with me. That's fine. Absolutely fine with me. Mojo, another one that killed it this year. Number 7, High Citizen Deep remix. A super powerful track. The original and this remix are in the top 10. Number 6, And Me, Work Scoop, Allison, Goldfrapp, Impossible. It's an unpredictable sound, an unpredictable track, and I think when people hear this track, it puts you in that mindset of, man, I wish I could create a sound like this. So good. Top 5, man. Top 5. These tracks, for you to talk me out of this top 5, it's gonna be quite difficult. But My top 5 looks like this. All right, I'm going to give you the top 5 and then we can talk about it. Taxin, The Magnificent Dance at the 5th spot. Your Voice, Adam Port remix, number 4. Night Freak, Oda Ireti, number 3. Two Zulumen in Ibiza, DJ Merlo and Eno Napa at number 1. The Arkan Cairo. That is my top 5. That is the top 5. That is the top 5. Taxin with The Magnificent Dance, which actually only came out a month ago, a few weeks ago. I'm a piano-y Afro house track, which a sound that I had never heard before. Original, authentic, superb track. Your Voice, Adam Port. I don't know what to say, man. Your Voice, Adam Port. Like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere and was everywhere this year. Oda Ireti, Night Freak. Night Freak, the future of Afro house, and this track, an 11 out of 10 production. Two Zulumen in Ibiza. We talked about it in the Afro house video, but these guys deserve immense praise for this production and what they've done with this track. And at number 1, Cairo has to be the winner, and at the very top of the podium, guys, the Arkan. A track that, if you like Afro house, if you know what Afro house is, what Afro house means, this track is the DNA. This track is the blueprint. This track is the original sound, right? This track is the sound. This track is the sound. When you're talking about Afro house, you have to start with a track that sounds like this. Don't start anywhere else. Start here, right? And then see if this is for you. The Arkan is the track that will tell you if you are about this life. Period. All right, guys. That's my top 50, man. That's my top 50 of Afro House, Afro Tech for this year. Should we play some music? Should we play some music? I think as the last video of the year, we should play some music to end it. I'm not going to play the Arkan. I'm not going to play Two Zulumen. Not going to play Oda Ireti. I think I've played that already this month, actually. I have reviewed Adam Port remix in a previous video. The Magnificent Dance, I haven't played, actually. The Magnificent Dance, Impossible and Me remix, I haven't played. Moth to a Flame, I have played. Amsterdam, I have. Okay, so it's between The Magnificent Dance, Impossible, and High. No, High. I've played High, actually, on a listening session. Okay, so it's between The Magnificent Dance and Impossible and Me remix. I'm going to go with The Magnificent Dance to close out a superb, magnificent 2022 of Afro House releases. Let's go. release, hands down. Shout out to Taxin and Sondela. That is the list, and that wraps up a 2022 season of not only tracks and releases but videos from myself. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Happy New Year, and see you in 2023.